Thinking. So we want to have... We want to have two big masses here. So I'll put that in... It's right in the middle, right? Alright. That gives me a good... That gives me a good point to work off of. Oh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4... And then adding one more to this side. So... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, perfect. So I believe that lines up. It should line up with the triangles and stuff. Nope, it's one up. What? Is the entire side off, or... Or maybe it does line up and I'm just not paying attention. Yeah, I'm trying to line it up with that one. But it does line up. It just depends on the angle I'm looking at here. Okay. So now we're going to want to do... We're going to want to take it down a little bit. I mean, mostly this is just to get a general feel. Oh, right. I was going to do... I was going to bring in the sides a little bit. So let's get rid of this. We'll just do, like, 3. I don't want anything to, like, fall out on me here. That would be bad. Okay, 3, 3, and 3. And that gives us a little bit of an inset side, which will be good. It braces it in, but we don't have to worry about it too much. And I'll probably do something for the top, too. Just so the base is a little thinner than the... The base is a little bit thinner. Than what the top is. Okay. Gonna have to have these across the board on the top, but that'll be okay. Maybe I can kind of stagger it once we get to this section. There we go. That looks nice enough. Maybe I'll stagger it just a bit in here. Don't want to do it there or there. Okay, so we'll just stagger it 1. Okay, this is fine. Chat wants a rainbow tank. I'm not really sure if I want rainbow tank. I don't know. I kind of want this thing to look legit. Like that? Yeah. Okay. I'm not entirely sure how many cuts in I got. But this should be okay. I guess I could have done like a rounded thing, but yeah, this looks fine enough. We'll have the rounded thing be that one front bit. So it's got 3 cuts in, whereas this side probably only has 2. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we got that. That looks good. Angle these down a bit. That's looking better. Okay. Then we're gonna want a bearing there, cut that down. We're gonna want a bearing here, cut this down. Okay. Bearing there, cut that down. Bearing there, cut that down. Okay, cool. So now we got that to work with. Let's stagger it in a bit. I feel like the way they handled ramps is much nicer than it used to. Whoops. Much nicer than it used to be. Actually, what we probably want to do is the reverse of what I've just done. Yeah, let's do that. That way it will angle in and out properly. Oops. Okay, because the alternative kind of sucks. It means we'll have trouble rotating up and down, which is not as great. Tank can be a legit boat at this point. I mean, kinda. Problem is, there's no water for us to go boating with. But yeah, considering the sheer amount of wood I've used, yeah, this thing would probably float. There would definitely be low in the water. Okay. Yeah, this is working out. And we'll have it rotate beyond this point, obviously, too. There we go. Yeah, this looks really nice. Oops. There we go. Yeah, so that gives us a little bit of a thing I could work with. Let's see. Put some sensors, rotate on demand. I don't know. Anyway, so more or less what we want to have is a thing here. Let's kind of build out the shape. I mean, more or less what I want is a thing with thrusters in here that can rotate and whatnot. I guess what I probably should have done is moved these things up a bit. I might actually take off these like cool looking things entirely. No, I don't want to do that. Let's figure out an alternative here. I mean, I have half a mind to actually use a pipe segment again. See how bad this sticks out. That's pretty huge. It looks nice, though. And we could build around it a little bit. Because, like, we just built this, but I'm not opposed to undoing it. Whoops. Wow, that's a significant segment that I deleted. 'Cause I kind of wanna build it around it. Use the pipes again, repeated elements and whatnot. It's not a bad idea. And that way we get kind of a big rotaty base that I can work with. Yeah, let's do it. I like these. I like these red pipes, and they work perfectly for our current purposes. I know that technically wastes this work, but whatever. I have no idea where this was going to be. That seems reasonable enough. I'll just put it directly on top. Hey, that's how it works. Okay, there we go. We might also probably want to put it higher. Not too much higher, but higher. Maybe by like a tile. Yeah, one up. That seems good. Let's move this one back just a bit. There we go. Okay, so it is just slightly over. Okay, so if it was like this, over 1, 2, right? Yeah. Looks about right. Fits that in. Okay, perfect. And then, yeah, we can build, like, a small framework around it just so it looks nice-ish. Maybe. I'll build the rest of what I got first. Chat is very dedicated to the idea of Rainbow Tank. I don't know. I'm not really convinced. I'm not super interested in going rainbow today. We had a big red train the last time. I kind of want to go for like a digital gray-green camouflage this time around. So next up, what we're going to want to do is... You know... Honestly... It might have been a better idea for me to do this. But We want to have a bearing. Yeah, this is a good idea. So why do I want to have it directly on a bearing? That way our rotation is handled for us, and we don't have to worry about the rotation. We can have the whole thing go. Okay. And then what we can do is have the rest of it rotate based on this. It doesn't look perfect, but it'll do. Oh shoot, did I put the bearings on the backside? Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Well, kinda did. Shouldn't have done. Okay, there we go. So now let's build the infrastructure of this thruster carriage. Not entirely sure on how it's going to work. I just have vague ideas. Oops, that's not what I'm trying to connect to. Because what I do want it to do is rotate freely and like go up and down. More or less like what we've got for the yeah, because we're going to want this to rotate out one. So we'll do that. I'm just going to build the base structure around what we have as an idea, and then go from there. Okay, so I'll have to figure out how to fit thrusters onto this at some point, and we'll do like some designery bits too. Alright. It also needs to be a fair bit longer, because it's going to be sitting on these when it's resting. And that way we kind of minimize just how much this thing touches the ground. Oh, one more. One more. There we go. Okay. So then we expand. How far? Oh, that's only like 4 blocks down. Alright. Well, that's fine. Let's see, am I still making a Hovertank? Yeah, this thing is not a short project. Sadly. I almost never did... Oh, I see. It's 2 blocks up. Well, I'll finish that in a bit. Okay, so we're just gonna do 2 across. There we go. Okay, and then let's get the last one. Then I'll put it on a controller just so we have kind of a basic idea what we want to do. Okay, looks like that's lined up correctly. Because yeah, I just want this thing to stand on its own 4 legs for the time being. And then we'll figure out flying and rotating and all the other bits. Let's delete this, by the way. No matter what, we don't want it to look like that. Okay. Well, this is going to crash and burn. Hey! And the game is still generally pretty lag-free. Alright. I should probably make a, like, access hatch. This is a very melodramatic song. Okay, so what do we want? We want all of these to rotate one way, and then we want to rotate another. So we're going to need more switches. Alright. 1, 2. So this one rotates them all into battle mode. Mainly keeps them in place. That's all we really care about here. This one rotates them out, which is the optimum hover positioning. Okay, so this is going to be 45 across the board. The other one's going to be 30 across the board. And we're going to have to make sure of the proper rotation before we do anything, otherwise we're going to have a bit of a bad day. Also, I'm going to hook up that switch there for the time being. 30 across the board. I don't even know how I'm going to fit the thrusters in here. We'll figure that out in a bit. Okay. So we want to do 5. Okay. You know, if I wanted to, I could actually rotate that seat. Come to think of it, that might not be a bad idea. Okay, so we want to switch this. Switch this. Okay, those are good. Now, question, rotation. So... switch these, and that probably means the other side is correct. Okay, cool. Oh, shoot. Let's hook the buttons up. What does 6 do again? Switch is not connected to anything. Oh. Okay, what does 6 do? Why is number 1 not rotating at all? Alright, looks like we have one mistake. Question is, what mistake are we looking at here? I mean, it's rotated out, so chances are it just broke. So let's try 6 again. 6 again. It rotates, but not fully. Oh, it's because I have something on top of it, unlike the other ones. Okay, well, let's try 7. So battle mode's gonna work, but we're gonna have to fix the thruster deck over here. Well, that's fine. Let's see, so let's delete this. Nope. That's not what we want to delete. We want to delete the entire top layer, effectively. Because, yeah, technically this is the only one that I did right, but it's also the only one that I did wrong, because the other ones I was being lazy with. Okay, there we go. So let's do 5, 6. Oh, shoot. Actually, I could have them rotate out a little bit. Like, you know, battle mode will switch them to this. But I could actually have them rotating forward too. No, that would mess up the momentum. So I guess the next trick would be getting the thrusters in and stuff. How many thrusters do we think we need to power this? We could try... Let's try 6 per side for the time being. This thing's still pretty light. But obviously not nearly as light as others. Whoops. Okay, let's not do that. Too much. So the question is really, how do we get the thrusters on here? Obviously, if they're... Ooh, we should make sure that we can fit them on with the suspension. Given the situation. So we want to do... Let's put it on a lift. At least 8 per side. I don't know. I mean, nice thing is I can always add more. Okay. So we're going to want to bring this up a bit, but I kind of foresaw that. Luckily, we don't have to worry about space too much. Okay, 1, 2... Yeah, actually, 8 per side is probably going to be the easiest, in retrospect. Now that I think about it. It's not going to be super pretty for a little while, but that's okay. Didn't really need to be. So we'll do this, we'll do this. Let's get those suspensions on. And luckily, I can have only one sensor. Oh, I only need to have one sensor associated, with each thruster deck. In retrospect, I probably only need... Yeah... I could raise it higher and have less suspension, or have more suspension and keep it lower. We don't want to raise it too high, though, because it's not going to rotate well. So I think this is going to be what I have to do. Okay. Oops. Expand there. I'll fill this out later. Right now, I just want to get this up and drivable, and then we can make it pretty. Because if I spend too much time niggling with the details, then we're never going to get off the ground. And I desperately want to fly tonight. In fact, I want to finish this entire damn thing tonight. I guess I've only been going for 3 hours, so we have time. The question is, what do we do after this? Don't know. I guess I could mess around. I could go back and mess around with Skybase or something. It's tempting. But yeah, I'll probably put a shell around this or something. See, where do I get my Mega Man music? OC Remix, specifically. Okay, let's lift this up. We got a perfect place for a sensor in here, too. Yeah, so what I'll probably do is put, like, a shell on top of all of these, somewhat, just so it looks nice-ish. And the nice thing is, we also know, we can test specifically for how high these need to be. For everything. Okay, there we go. Because, yeah, I can just lower it down, and as soon as the sensor triggers, then we know we're at kind of optimum height. Still gonna have to program everything to make no noise and be, like, minimal thruster. Okay, well... that's probably high enough. Okay, so 6. And sound off. 6, sound off. We should probably turn all of these all the way down. But yeah, I love OC Remix. It's good music. It's really good remixes. Most of the time. Some of them, not so good. I've definitely had my run-ins with bad remixes. But for the time being, I don't know, it's satisfying to listen to. Okay, so 6, sound off, and litmus test. Not strong enough. Turn on all of the outside ones for the time being. No, you know what? This is kind of concerning. We might want to just add more thrusters instead of making... oh, God. Instead of making them uneven. Yeah, it's still too heavy. I guess the alternative is... make them too light. Could work. There's also the very real possibility that having, having these on, suspension at all is... oh, never mind. It's not super obvious, but it's slightly off the ground now. Alright, I'm a little bit leery about having these up to 4. Let's turn the outside ones like this. Okay, yeah, it's starting to tilt. It's starting to move, actually. Yeah, problem is it's also very back heavy. So let's drop the back ones. Okay, that mostly worked. Okay, so it's touching the ground again. kind of makes sense that we're going to want to have the front be a bit more... Oh, God. We're going to want the front to be a little bit more on the powerful side. Did not realize I had already put those up to 4. Putting them up to 5 seems like a bad idea, so let's not do that. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to get rid of the suspension entirely. It's... I mean, it's off the ground a little bit. I need to depower the back. I mean, we're off the ground. Okay, we're on the ground again. There we go. God, this is hard to do. What are you guys at? 3. Oh, this one's at 4. Now, can't do. No, it's got to be at 6. Yeah, I think I'm going to take it off the suspension. It's making it lag, and it's really not helping here. However, what we're probably going to want to do is have a bunch more sensors. Watching them do that is kind of satisfying. Boop, boop. But yeah, this way we'll just fit on a bunch more low-power thrusters, I think. And not use the suspension. The suspension probably works better for smaller things. But as it stands, this is too weighty. And no matter what, just getting off the ground is probably not going to work great. Boop. Boop. Satisfying. So let's just put on more thrusters at... Oops. At minimum thrust, I think. And we'll figure it out past that. Because beyond this, don't know. Also might stagger these a little bit so they look a little nicer. We'll figure that out later. Doink. Yep. Hover anything in this game is hard. And yeah, as usual. You know, I might almost just have the extra thrusters in the front. Or we just wait down the back. I was hoping that the, having the barrel would be good, but unfortunately it sits a little bit forward. Which ain't great. Okay. So let's just do 2 for the time being. I'll have to see other stuff. What's the game about? Currently making a tank. Normally, making dumb shit and seeing if it works. Which I guess is also a very relevant description right now. Let's drag it in instead. The problem is I'm worried about undoing any of my previous programming as a result of, I'm gonna say, dumb pseudo-collision issues. Which totally happen all the time whenever I'm programming anything in this game. Okay, there we go. That's looking good, but these are all probably way too powerful. Yep. Gotta remember, I did program these. So here's hoping that 12 thrusters is enough. What's the objective? There's really no objective for this game, actually. I mean, it's just do whatever you want. Which I actually really like. I was a huge Lego kid. I mean, both ways. I was kind of fat and definitely loved my Legos when I was younger. Alright, so we've got kind of an air hockey thing going on here. Okay, that's enough to get it off the ground. That might be a bit too much. It's a bit strong on the front, or on the back. We're probably going to want to tone that down. Probably don't want to have that too strong in the middle either. Yeah, this is why you want to have multiple sensors, so I'll have to set that up in a second. Okay. Yeah, balancing these things is hard. Yeah, so we're probably going to want to have a ton of sensors in here, but currently we've got a, talking about a different game. Oh, he's talking about scrap mechanic. Okay. Problem is I look over every once in a while. Hard to see exactly what's going on. Alright. Well, so far so good. Okay. That's not so good. It's interesting how bad this makes the game lag. So the problem is, when I do this... makes the game lag. Oh. It's because it's barely touching there. Battle mode! Okay, let's turn it off of battle mode. We have too many buttons attached right now. We really do need actually a gunner seat. Oh god. The tank is fallen. Alright, yeah, so let's get the extra sensors in here. Because we're definitely going to need those. I'll do a little bit of staggering, too. And that way this thing won't be as jittery. For starters. Alright. Let's put it back into battle mode here. Oh. Okay, so for starters, battle mode cannot be at that steep of an angle. It gets kind of glitchy. Still pretty satisfied with my results so far. Still awkward, but, I mean, it works. I mean, it steers. We'll probably want to take off some of the suspension glitches so it steers a little bit slower. That's still... Okay, I have no way of turning off the thrusters, don't I? I should really, figure that out. I guess that'd actually be really easy, maybe. Next time I should make BattleBots with Purple or Bird. Nope. Purple doesn't want to play this game anymore, and Bird's dead. So, nope. Okay, let's do a couple of things for a second. So first and foremost, like at how I set them off. I'll probably have some kind of cross brace going between them so it doesn't catch. Oh, whoops. Wasn't quite done on this side, was I? But yeah, I keep trying to get Purple and Stainless to play this with us, but they won't play until Survival comes out. Which sucks, because honestly, I think this is my favorite part of the game. And not Survival. And, like, Survival mode's always going to be kind of eh to me. Oh. Whoops, wasn't done here either. Alright, there we go. Now we need the extra sensors. Here, this is easy enough, actually. I'm gonna move the thrusters out a little bit, and we'll put extra sensors in. This will look nicer anyway. So let's build it out, and then I'll add the sensors. Oops. Okay. Yeah, someday if I'm a big enough YouTuber, I'll just hire people. And then we won't have to worry about it. However, that's not so possible right now. Okay, this is looking kind of nice. Oh, didn't get this one yet. Thought I did. Guess I must have... Oh, I started with the other set. Alright, that's fine. And this way we can get the sensors on. I'll probably have 2 sensors per arm. No. Three sensors per arm. 1 for the lower sets and for the higher sets. Otherwise, we're going to run into kind of uneven issues here. It's going to be a bitch to hook together and program and stuff, but whatever. Makes sense, though, to do it this way. Should make sure I've put them all in the same spot every single time. 1, 2... Yep, looks good.